Energy bills for some Central Texas solar customers may be going up soon. The Pedernales Electric Cooperative Board is expected to decide Friday if it'll change the buyback rate for solar members.
PEC officials say they're the only ones trying to make rates equitable for all customers, but a consumer advocacy group calls the move an attack on solar customers. The KVUE defenders take a closer look. Here's investigative reporter Jenny Lee.
This side is all filled up.
Ling Zhu first installed solar panels on his South Austin home 4 years ago.
2017 36.
He added more in October.
This time is about 9.
The 2 Tesla Powerwall batteries are also new. Both store enough energy to run his home for more than a day. The solar enthusiast also owns an electric vehicle. Inside his house,
this electric.
The IT consultant is trying to reduce his dependence on gas. Zhu shows us how he tracks the solar power he's producing, the energy he's using, and the amount he's sending back to the grid, all in real time.
And this green color, that's charging the battery. And this blue color is our home use, like a cooking or something, right? And this rest of the gray area, that's feeding back to the grid.
Right now, that energy being fed back to the grid is converted into electricity, which Pedernales Electric Cooperative sells to other customers. Electricity solar consumers don't use and sell back to PEC is called net metering. PEC wants to get rid of that process and change the amount they pay for that solar power from 9 cents down to 5 cents. Solar members are not happy with that proposal.
They changed the whole game.
I see some kind of animus from PEC all of a sudden against solar energy. And they say, you know, that we don't contribute to the infrastructure. Oh, yes, we do.
Carlos Santillano has had solar panels on his home since the 1990s. The Cedar Park resident says if the rate change happens, his bill will go up. From January 1st to December 2nd of this year, Santillano has paid $230 for utilities. If PEC gets rid of net metering, he says it'll increase to $433.
One of the things PEC fails to mention is all the money, its revenues generated from our roofs, with no investment on their part. You know, it's just and deduct what they give us minus from what they pay, charged my next door neighbor. You know, so it's a pretty nice profit.
PEC member Kathy Thomas doesn't use solar but is against the proposal. She says solar makes more sense for the environment and in the long run for the nonprofit utility company, especially since PEC is LCRA's largest customer.
And if we keep growing the way we grow now, LCRA is not going to have enough power with just what they've got. So if they have to build more power plants, they're going to pass that cost on to us. And it just makes a lot more sense to me that we would have more solar.
This isn't the first time PEC has tried to raise rates on solar members. In January, the PEC board adopted several solar rate increases without doing outreach to members. That's when Kaeba White with Public Citizen got involved. She's the energy policy and outreach specialist for Public Citizen, the nonprofit consumer advocacy group.
So when it's considering rate changes, they just post their agenda, and unless you're checking their agendas every month, then you won't know that these kind of changes are coming.
So many members were upset that the board rescinded the rate increases in July. White points out PEC's value of solar study that the board used to base its proposal on is flawed.
So even with net metering, the utility might be getting more than they're paying for, which is great. It's a co-op, it's a good thing for the member to benefit and for the utility as a whole to benefit. And I think they're just not looking at the big picture.
The KV defenders reached out to Randy Kruger, the chief financial officer for PEC, to address members' concerns. First, Kruger says eliminating net metering is about making the rate fair for all members. He says out of the 364,000 PEC members, only 6,000 use solar power.
We really only should be compensating our solar members at the cost of the power that they're selling us, which would make our membership as a whole indifferent to where we source the power, whether it's in the wholesale market or whether it's coming from another member's rooftop solar.
Second, Kruger says PEC is not targeting its solar members and that the utility is not anti-green energy.
We are not trying to single out any particular group. It may feel like that because we're eliminating a subsidy, but the fact is we're trying to be fair to all of our membership.
The possible solar rate change comes after PEC hit all members with a monthly winter storm surcharge. In October, members started paying between $8 to $12 a month to recoup the $160 million lost in February's winter storm, despite tens of thousands of PEC members being left without power. Some longer.
We were without power for about a week and a half.
Than others.
Water was out for about 8 days, and power was out for about 6 or 7.
The winter storm surcharge ends in 2 years.
That's a tough pill to swallow. The folks went through that freezing weather without electricity, and the utility really hasn't done much to help people.
White says the winter storm surcharge isn't fair.
Some of the customers that were there during the storm might move away and not kind of pay their share of those costs, whereas other customers might move in that weren't even there. They might not even live in Texas when we had the storm, but now they're going to pay this extra fee.
Kruger says they explored other financial options. The surcharge was the last resort, but one he says PEC had to take to maintain a AA credit rating.
We are going to need to maintain that access as we continue to fund growth going forward.
See, that's a live view.
As Zhu closely watches his power input and output, he's also monitoring what the PEC board does next. Because while the solar rate change may not cost him as much as other members, Zhu says it would still be a setback to our environment. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Jenny Lee.
Thanks, Jenny. The PEC board is planning to discuss the net metering change at its December 17th meeting.
Meantime, State Representative Vicki Goodwin sent a letter to the board members asking them to back off from the proposal. To read that letter, look for this story at our website, kvue.com.